How would you like to travel across the Atlantic Ocean to visit the beautiful and historic Europe? How would you like to check out the famous architecture like the Roman Colosseum or the Eiffel Tower? How would you like to visit a German concentration camp up close? What about pick grapes and drink wine in a Tuscan vineyard? Or even experience the red light district in Amsterdam firsthand? Today's guest will talk about these and other unique experiences which she encountered on a recent trip to Europe. The Humanities Communication Arts Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to the television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now, join our host, Sean Durrett, to meet the next new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you are about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves and the productions they have completed to give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout this semester. Our guest today is a person who is a world traveler. When it comes to travel, she will try anything or go anywhere. And when not physically on a trip, she will be doing research for her next adventure. Now I would like you to meet our guest today, Maranda Capagrosso. Maranda, we know that you are a seasoned traveler and been around the world a lot. Can you please tell us about your recent trip to Europe?
Yes, definitely. My recent trip to Europe was one that I'll never forget. I went to many different countries in a month's time, so I was in Europe for 4 weeks. Yeah. I got to eat and drink foods that I never imagined I would. I met locals, and I got to view sites and visit historic places that were breathtaking. Mm-hmm. And most importantly, I got engaged right under the Eiffel Tower.
That's very nice.
Let's take a look at my journey. This is right outside of the Colosseum, the back side. This is the front side in Rome. Mm. This is the Sistine Chapel. We actually were not allowed to take photos in there, but I had to sneak one. It was breathtaking. This is the Trevi Fountain. Mm. Spent a lot of nights there.
Beautiful.
These are the Spanish Steps. There are a lot of fashion shows happen here. This is my fiance and I standing in the Tuscan Hills. Oh, this is probably the best pizza in Florence. It's actually where the cast from the Jersey Shore worked in one of their seasons. This is the Vatican. Said a couple of prayers here. Now we're in Germany. This is one of the concentration camps that we went to. Going here and experiencing this firsthand was actually, it just gave us the chills. It was something I'll never forget. Also in Germany, we went to Berlin. This is a selected part of the Berlin Wall, East Side Gallery. Now, this is the U.S. Army checkpoint. It's called Checkpoint Charlie. This is also in Berlin. Now we get to France. This is Pierre Chase Cemetery, where Jim Morrison was buried. He's the lead singer of the Doors. This is me outside of the Eiffel Tower. This is looking down the first tier of the Eiffel Tower. And this is looking through the fence of the first tier. This is actually where just right after I got engaged, right under the Eiffel Tower. This is Amsterdam. We went to Amsterdam. It was a great experience. It was party central. And our hostel was right outside of the red light district, so that was a part of the where we stayed.
That's very good.
Thank you.
Could you please tell us why you decided to take the TV1 production course?
Well, I am a movie fanatic for starters. I always wondered how certain directors always caught my attention with the films that they do. My favorite being Quentin Tarantino. I also wanted to be able to engage my audience and learn these techniques. I also wanted to learn how to edit my own videos using the Avid program.
Very good. Could you please tell us some of the useful things that you've learned in this course?
I would have to say one of the most useful things I've learned in this course would definitely have to be the guidelines to good composition. Not only am I taking better video, but also my photos are becoming greater. I mean, who would have known that framing a shot could drastically change the look? Some others include the rule of thirds, poor man's dissolve, balance in a shot, and how to simplify a shot also. I would also have to say learning how to direct and the commands used were very important. I never knew how difficult it could be.
Very nice. Could you please tell us about the productions you created for TV1, the Learning Project, the Action Sequence, the New England Winter Project, and the Orange Project? I'd like to hear them.
Yeah, sure. Let's take a look. Well, first let me tell you about my learning sequence that I did.
Okay.
With this, I had to create a storyboard and a shot sheet. I had to use various camera techniques and placements. It was my first real taste of directing and editing.
Oh. Very nice.
This is that. My next was my at-home sequence, which I have titled the Nintendo sequence. Here I had to deal with talent, not just one, there was two of them. I had to take close-ups of facial expressions to show emotions. In this sequence, I began to refine my technique. And I'll show you, this is a close-up, and close-up of his face. He's intense and he's in the game. Next is my New England seasonal project, which I entitled The Beauty of Winter. This project, we had to use the 6 guidelines for good composition, simplifying the scene, the rule of thirds, lines of grace, emotional lines, and framing techniques. With the lines of grace, I learned that converging lines give depth and dimension, parallel lines convey sympathy and understanding, and diagonal lines show action. We also had to edit our shots, add titles, and also add music. And lastly, my orange project, entitled The Killer Orange. It's my own spin on the 1978 classic, The Killer Tomatoes. In this project, I had to create a very in-depth storyboard and shot sheet, which includes every angle, every facial expression, and all movement. This, by far, has been the most difficult task for me, but it was definitely fun to use my own ideas and to create this film.
That's very nice. Could you please tell us about your best project and why you feel it is your best project?
Well, I believe my best project was my New England seasonal project, The Beauty of Winter. It was my best project because of all the good composition that went into it. I used continuous zoom outs, which you can see here.
Yeah.
I utilized the poor man's dissolve. I used lines of grace. That was the converging lines that I've used. I also framed some shots using the just using nature. I believe that this is just a beautiful piece altogether.
Yeah. It was a very nice one.
Thank you.
You mentioned a variety of things that you've learned in this course. What do you feel was the most interesting and important, and how will you use it in the future?
Well, in the past, I only took photos of my travel adventures because I was almost scared to take video and to learn how to edit. But after taking this class and learning different technique and avid editing, I think I will no longer be fearful. I would now love to use my newly obtained editing skills to start editing my own videos.
Oh, that's very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Today we got to meet someone who shared with us the beauty and history of Europe. As a new director, she hopes to apply what she's learned at NCC to document other travel experiences and adventures in the future. I would like to thank our guest, Maranda Capagrosso, for joining us today. Thank you.
No problem.
We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you, and good day.
This has been The New Directors with your hosts, Sean Dorat, directed by Daniel Aguilar. I am your announcer, Tiffany Grandison. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.